My camera is all out of whack. Moderation. Okay. I am... Hold up. We are not... There we go. Lights are a little bit... Here we are. That my weighted. There we go. Live chat. Spidey Webs at 7:01. Hello. Welcome, y'all, to the live stream. We are here. We're doing our thing. My lights are a bit back. Is that okay? Oh, even just a little further is not bad. But welcome. Let me try to adjust my lights a bit to be facing me. That okay? It's just more top down. Probably should do more side to side, but this is the lighting. But welcome, everyone. I finally got both of my big lights here. I mean, as y'all see, you got both of them now instead of just the one. I think this looks way better compared to last week. But we are here. I am Justin Dzilla, back with another Friday night live stream, and one actually at the night because it is 7 p.m. Eastern here where I'm at. But welcome. As we do, I'll give a little introduction. This is the live stream, so where we open up a new figure each week. Well, at least we try to. And at least every Friday. Sometimes it's a Wednesday, sometimes it's a Saturday, sometimes it's a Thursday, depending on what's going on. But we're here. We are doing our thing. Yeah. Sorry, a bit late. Anyways, it's almost, well, it's 7:07 now, so perfect timing. Let me adjust that. There we go. Looks a bit better. Feels a bit better. But we're here. Talking toys, just chilling, doing our thing as usual. I gotta be looking at my camera instead of looking at me. Because I'm looking at my screen, but I should be looking at you. Welcome. Another week, another day to talk toys. I guess first, just get right into it for updates. Nothing very much, really. Wall is still the same. Nothing's changed there. Did get a few things this week. Excuse me. And I also just ate. So, excuse me if I'm a little... feeling a bit bloated. So I had me some barbecue. Big barbecue sandwich with, some mac and cheese and like some cornbread. Also, a Pepsi as well. That's a lot for me because usually I don't actually drink soda. I'll admit, it's not really a necessity, at least for my certain taste. I kind of stopped drinking soda a few years ago, and then, it was really right after high school or like during high school. I think I just fully stopped. So by the time I finished high school, I hadn't had soda for like 3 years, maybe. Was that during high school? I can't remember. It's been a while. It had been a while. But then, it's like going on road trips and stuff, and it's like, okay, I might as well just get a soda. And I just had a soda. Yeah. Oh. Excuse me. I think my body is still processing all my stuff. And also I'm trying to move back my chair. There we go. That feels a bit more natural, I guess, as much as I can. I gotta be standing up straight. I need this belly to digest all that I just ate. Like less than, like 20 minutes ago. So it's all sitting there. Stomach is not happy, I will admit. All right, but we're here. We are doing our thing. We are going to have fun talking toys, as we do every week. Man, I think it's the soda that's getting me. It's all that sugar. Just... My stomach's like, oh, this again? We don't like this. And I'm like, I know. But I wanted, you know, it's like it was on the order. It was there. And I was like, you know what? Just, we'll get a soda. I'll be fine. I'm not fine. Sugar, don't indulge, I guess. Even though I indulge. Very much so. But yeah. Oh yeah, there was one thing. There we go. Excuse me. That that I forgot to show off when it came to last week's stream. Spidey Webs, welcome back. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, sorry I wasn't on earlier right on time. Kind of do that, you know. But glad that you can make it again, Spidey Webs. But yeah, oh yeah. So there was something that I missed last week when we looked at the Mezco Toys Red Hood figure, because it's like I did order that directly from the website, and I think that is the only way that you could have gotten that, because it was a Mezco exclusive figure. But as you know, with every 1/12 collective figure, they'll come with a little Mezit little figure, like the guys that have like the little stubby arms, and they have like the big heads, and they have like different little accessories. So I forgot that I had that, because that had fallen into my pile of my physical pile of loot in my corner. And and after doing my stream, I was like, oh yeah, I did have that, and I meant to show it off last week, but I did open it, and this is what came in there. So a little Mezit that has like a bowler hat, and also some nunchucks as well. So very nice. And also in a hot pink, which I think is different. But Spidey Webs asks, on topic, what's your favorite anime character in your collection? I would say, because we are going to see them, but I'll show them off. It's like, I'll at least show one off, that I do have. Yeah, because I'll admit, I have very limited anime characters in my collection. It's mainly Dragon Ball, and then a couple Narutos. That's like it, really. But if we want to show off, probably my favorite. Ooh. I'm trying to think of who is my favorite of my lineup I'm looking at. Because I do like that one, but are you saying specifically anime character in your collection? Okay. Probably, okay. Of what I have, and based on who is my favorite of this specific franchise of Dragon Ball specifically. And Spidey says you should get Gojo. It would be really cool. Have they made a Gojo? I think I've seen that they've made a Gojo. In this total anime aligned. It looks cool. I'm not familiar with. I think it's Jujutsu Kaisen, or sorry if I'm butchering it. American, a white boy. Jujutsu Kaisen, or Jujutsu Kaisen, whatever it is. But yeah, but my favorite anime character, really, I would say, would be Trunks. Specifically, kind of more of this version, where he's first kind of introduced into, into the anime, a Jujutsu Kaisen. But I would say probably this Trunks figure. It's like, one, it was a nice update to get for Trunks as a figure. It would be nice to get a new one. I think that they did announce that they're doing one without the jacket, so that's cool. So we'll kind of see how that goes. But then, but I just love Trunks and that whole, like, his first kind of introduction in into Dragon Ball Z and I just love his design and his look. And his Super Saiyan form kind of was like the, of course, like seeing Goku, transform, for the first time was iconic. But really, it's like for me, what made Super Saiyan even more cooler was seeing Trunks kind of like out of nowhere, just like so kind of like casually being kind of like, yeah, I can also be a Super Saiyan and I got a sword and I got a cool jacket and cool hair. And I was just like, what the? And he just defeats Frieza easily and all his men and also King Cold as well. So I was just like, yeah, this guy's my favorite right now. So yeah, probably Trunks. It's not, yeah, I get that it's probably not the greatest figure really out there, even of Trunks, probably of the time, but it's a fun figure. And I like Trunks. Trunks is iconic. He's just so cool. So yeah, it's Trunks for now, I guess. I'll really have to see because I don't know if this Chainsaw Man is gonna take his place or not, but we'll kind of see what goes down. But before we get into the actual figure of the stream, we do have our first segment, as we always do, our weekly pickups. So this week, got a couple things. Kind of interesting. Things I was like, do I need? Well, okay. One thing, that actually did pick up. It's like, well, one thing I got in the mail, from a previous order. But Spidey says if you had one choice to pick a Jujutsu Kaisen figure, which would it be? Probably just Gojo, because he's like the main one that I know. Honestly, I don't even know if they made him. Hold on. Yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen. Or I guess it would be, what's the main guy? Yuji Itadori? I guess that guy, maybe. But it'd probably be Gojo, because he's like the guy that I think of, when I think of, Jujutsu Kaisen. So, yeah. They have some at Walmart. Okay. I think I saw one. I think I did see like a Gojo, but he's like, is he all like battle damaged? And he doesn't have like the shirt. He doesn't have like the full like the look, with the bandana and with the full like the turtleneck and everything. I think that's what they have right now. But I've seen them and they look cool, so we'll kind of see. But yeah, so for weekly pickups, before I get too much. So this was the one figure, that I actually picked up at a store, specifically at GameStop, because they always have something. Yes, okay, I was right. It's like, because I have seen that, it's like, I've just been like, oh, all right, it's Gojo. I'll just kind of move on, because it doesn't really interest me that much. But maybe. It's like, I guess we'll see, how this, this Chainsaw Man, really shows how this line is, but we shall show off. I did get the new X-Men 97 Emma Frost figure, who is a nice upgrade and kind of not really, it's like I wouldn't say that she was a needed character, but definitely I would say a needed upgrade of this version of this character. It's like, because I do like the one that I have now, but seeing the reviews and just seeing the details and everything, I was like, okay, you know what? I'll get her. It's like, and she'll be the first one of this new wave, that I've gotten, at least so far. I know, it's like, I know my GameStop also had, they also had 2 cables. Also at Walmart, they had cable. So I was like, oh, okay, not too bad. Morph looks okay. Not my favorite, but he looks all right. With Sunspot, I don't really have any connection there, so I don't really care. Jubilee is nice. I kind of wish that she was in her full classic gear instead of with the black, but it's not too bad. I mean, because they have her on the front with that classic costume, so I don't know why I just wouldn't do that, but, but then also like that Logan. I kind of like me a Logan. A Wolverine is never bad, if I'll be honest. They always know how to do it very well. So yeah. So Cable probably for sure, because I've been seeing more stuff about that, and I'm like, maybe it's time to upgrade. Yeah, the old Cable, but I do like this new. Yeah, but I do like that original Cable with like yeah, of how bulky it is. But it's like I do like the new Cable with the more. It's like I guess it's more simplified. It's more cartoony, but it still works. It's still a classic look for Cable, and I might just be able to like switch heads with another figure or do something. But the Emma Frost is like, at least like for me, was kind of like the perfect kind of like one of this wave that's mostly pretty new, I think, and looks great. So yeah, so we'll kind of see. So that might be a future stream, maybe her and Cable. That would be my guess of what I'm gonna get next. It'll probably be Cable for sure, because I think priority when it comes to this new X-Men line would probably be, it's like, well, of course I got Emma Frost, so she was top priority. Probably be Cable, then Logan, then maybe Morph, just because he's a new character, but it's like, it's a weird look for him. He looks kind of skinny. And then Jubilee, and then Sunspot. It's like I just wish that they would give us a new Jubilee, but I get what they're doing. I get where they're going. Yeah, with this new, that alternate look for her. But it's like I'm always like, give me the classics. I know it's different in the show, it's different in everything, but you know, just give me the looks, the ones that are there. Even though it's like I do like those 2-packs that they released, where that was the where you had the brown suit of the Wolverine, the Uncanny X-Men Storm look there, and then it was Cyclops and Jean Grey / Marvel Girl. I need to get those ones. Yeah, because that Cyclops looks so good. It's so perfect. And then, what was that last 2-pack? Did they do another 2-pack, or was it just 2 of those? It's gonna boggle my mind if I can't remember. Because we got Cyclops and Jean Grey, Wolverine and Storm. Is that all they did for those 2-packs? Was it just those 2? I think it was those 2. I'll have to look it up again. I can't remember. I feel like that there's one more thing that I'm missing, but in any case, cool. Emma Frost, gonna open her at some point, so be on the lookout. Okay. And then next, where do I want to put this? It'll go up there. And then this one that I ordered, I think was technically a Pulse exclusive, technically a convention exclusive, I think, anyways. But something that, but something is like the moment that I saw it, I knew I had to get it. And that is the Star Wars Black Series, Empire Strikes Back, Darth Vader, and Luke Skywalker. As you can see, because this is their fight where they're on like that balcony thing in in Cloud City. Yeah, and where, of course, you know, big spoiler alert for a nearly 50-year-old movie. Or, well, yeah, it is nearly 50 years. What the hey? That's crazy. Math, time, and numbers. 50 years since this movie. But yeah, but this is, of course, it's like but where he reveals that I am your father. Spoilers, as I've said before. But yeah, but can't wait to get this open. And this has like the whole, like the base there, and then and then you got and then you got Vader. He has like the wired cape. Also have like the clash effect, on there too. Is like where it's like that thing, as you can see there. So very nice. So, and then also getting this version of Luke, and this will be my first time, getting this, and it looks pretty great. Just based on all the promo art. So we're gonna see. I kind of wish that, and I don't know, if they thought about this, like, it's like it would have been nice if his arm could like come off. and you have like a separate arm, yeah, that just has like a stump. It's like, oh, okay, we're doing the full thing, but you know, cool. I do wish that there was like a window to see, but I get what they're doing. I get it because it's not going to be in store, so who's going to see it? No one, but I do. Yeah, just to look at them. Yeah, just to see what's going on, because you don't know what's going on in here, but they've been pretty good about that. And even when it comes to like the Black Series, I'm not really too concerned, because they're pretty good usually. So, in any case, get ready to see this set at some point. Hopefully soon. Yeah, definitely before. Well, definitely before the end of the year. I mean, that's like with a bunch of these, but we're gonna have to see what goes on because we got a lot to look at, and I still have a lot of things on my pile that yeah, that I finally need to get to. So we'll begin to this, but can't wait to open up this set. It looks so good. Yeah, it looks so good, and I think that this will finally be like my perfect Vader, because originally I did want to get yeah, the regular the single release of the Empire Strikes Back Vader from Black Series. And I was just kind of like, I was kind of sitting on it. I was kind of like, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe they'll do a re-release, and they never did. And that's fine. I'm not really too fixated on that. But, you know. Yeah, but when they announced this and they were like, yeah, it also has a wired cape. I'm like, instant buy. You already have my money. And it comes, yeah, and you get a Luke, and you get like a couple other like cool accessories, I think, and then also, you know, having the display base. I mean, I'm like, take my money. I don't even care. So yeah, excited for this. More Star Wars. More. It never ends. It never ends with Star Wars. So that's a thing. Another thing. And that's it, really, when it comes to weekly pickups for this day. Couple of things. It's like yeah, I was debating on getting the Emma Frost, because I was like, it's like, because really like a GameStop, it's like they do have a lot of options, but I was like, how picky do I want to be today? Because I know, yeah, because they have Sunspot and Cable from that wave, and I just waited on it. I'm just like, one figure. That's it. That's all I'm getting from this. I don't need to be spending that much money right now, if I'll be honest. Trying to save up. Trying to be at least a bit responsible as much as I can with all this toy stuff around. It's like, yeah, responsibility. Toys. This is responsible. Look how nice this wall is. I need to get this going. Or fills out the whole camera, but we'll get there at some point, whenever I have free time. I barely even have free time to even exist as a human, especially in this economy. Don't even get me started on like just living as a thing. But when we got stuff like this, just love it. It's just cool shit. It's just really cool shit, so can't wait. But yeah, I think if anyone has anything to say, or if I need to ramble about anything. Oh yeah, one more plug. Check out the Instagram. There's a new behind the scenes reel with the latest collab of Heroes United collab. Very fun. Did a full action shot with the McFarlane Toys, the Suicide Squad, Bloodsport from the Suicide Squad. Yeah, it's Idris Elba's character in with his helmet, with his helmet on and everything, and he has like a bunch of like explosions around him, because our theme was action, so a lot of explosions, fire, bullet things. It was fun. So yeah, and I think we will just go ahead, switch on over to our other camera, and finally look at our Total Anime Chainsaw Man. My stomach is rumbling. Bam. There it is. A bit off center, but that's bound to happen. There we go. Looking pretty good. We're gonna scooch my lights over. There we go. Do we even need... Okay, we'll still keep that on just to save a little bit of face. But there is our Chainsaw Man. Looking pretty sweet. And this I also, it's like I think I mentioned this before, but this is also from GameStop as well. They had them on sale down to like $17 was 20. And the fact that they even had this even shocked me, because I think that this was technically, was this a early on this year release? I can't remember. It's gonna bother me if I don't know. Okay, no, so this was, okay, yeah, so this was kind of like end of last year, a figure, because this is a 2024. Technically, yeah, so this is technically from, from last year, but it's a figure that I finally got my hands on, because I think that this was on my Christmas list last year. Yes, I think this was there. So yeah, so that's, so cool. It's awesome to finally have this figure in my hands. I was like so hyped, when I saw this, like at GameStop, and it was, a couple bucks off. I mean, I was like, take my money. It's like, well, actually, it's like, it was like $3 off, if we're being more accurate. And I was like, yeah, take my money. Give me this. I'm surprised that no one picked that up sooner, but I just got lucky. The figure fates. And it was just the last one sitting there, so I knew I had to have it. There he is. But yeah, really cool. And yeah, and it's like, it's something new. It's not just our typical, it's not DC, it's not Marvel, it's not Star Wars, it's not G.I. Joe, which is a lot of Hasbro. It's not Ninja Turtles. This is something different. Yeah, this is an anime line, and and of an anime that have never seen, have never really interacted with, I guess, online. Like, it looks cool, and I've seen like things here and there, and I've seen other toy photographers do other lines, because they have the SH Figuarts line, and you have a few other characters there, and they look great as figures, but I'm just like, I'll wait. And then we have this, and I did watch a review of this from Robo Don't Know, I think it was, and he did a pretty good in-depth review. I should have rewatched it, but kind of wanted to come back in kind of with my own thoughts, as much as I've had, with little thoughts I have already in this brain. But in any case, cool figure. I like this new packaging that they have here, where you have like this little, like this kanji logo. I don't know if that's supposed to be like their Total Anime logo there, so pretty nice. And it is number 2 in this wave, and then you have the whole window to show off the figure and all the accessories. Chainsaw Man on the thing there. Your Total Anime Jazzwares logos has a nice little still from the anime of Chainsaw Man, a little more bloody, and also has the shirt open as well. I wish that was actually an option, or or maybe they'll do like an alternate version like that. And he does have like a little, oh yeah, because that's like the pull tab. That's kind of funny. And then you have the Chainsaw Man name there, and then it's also streaming now on Crunchyroll, which is way too expensive. Don't give the capitalists their money. Capitalism. Chainsaw Man, same image on the side, and does have that same image in in this red kind of border thing here. Have the Chainsaw Man name there, Total Anime logo there. Have your Chainsaw Man name there, your Total Anime logo. or O2, like our Crunchyroll side, Total Anime, Chainsaw Man, same little still and Chainsaw Man. And as we saw at the bottom, just all your things, barcode, legalese, price tag, and on the back have the Chainsaw Man name again, and then you have a nice little, this looks like a render, maybe? I can't really tell. Yeah, this looks like a digital render of the figure, but looks pretty cool. Looks pretty neat. Jazzwares, made in Vietnam in different languages, but pretty cool. Number 2, the logo. Some poses may require hand support, of course, and then collect all of Total Anime streaming on Crunchyroll. So yeah, so so we have their first one. Yeah, that was released, and and this is the whole first wave. Yeah, so number 1 was it was Eren Yeager, from Attack on Titan, and now that I'm kind of interested in. I did see it before, but I just kind of was like, maybe. It's like I do like Attack on Titan. I just haven't really watched the show like very much, like after like watching after like binging like the first season, and I was like, all right, I'm good. And that was like forever ago. So, and then of course, yeah, but number 2 is Chainsaw Man, and number 3 is Yuji Itadori. Yuji Itadori. Yeah, from Jujutsu Kaisen. And then you have number 4 is Izuku, I guess. Midoriya from My Hero Academia. And number 5 is Anya Forger from Spy Family. And they look alright. Anya looks a little... I do like Midoriya, and he does actually look pretty cool. Yuji, I'm like, and maybe Eren, but he's not perfect either. If any of them, probably Midoriya, because I'm just more familiar with him as a character and with his design, seeing all the different the figures and the iterations that he's had compared to even to Attack on Titan, which I'm surprised they haven't done more with, because so many of those designs are actually pretty unique based on just what I remember. So I guess we'll see. It's like, but I have seen like the second wave of these, so where you have another character from My Hero. Of course, you have another Jujutsu Kaisen, but I'll have to look at all of it to see it again, to remind myself and to see, okay, what's going to be going on the list this year. Yeah, what's going to be going on the Christmas list? Yeah, it's Total Anime again. It might be Midoriya, it might be someone else. We'll see. Only time will tell. But we are going to go ahead, get this figure open, get my little toolkit, and I think I'm going to need, just in case, I'm going to get all my tools out over here. First thing, of course, have our trusty X-Acto blade here, and we will... How do we want to go for it? We're going to go on this side because that's usually typical with any figure like this. And that seems to be so. Well, there goes a cover for something. Oh, that's for these. For the arms. All right, that's fine. And then... do have a little insert. I'm going to put away my knife because I don't think I'll actually need it. I don't think I'll need my snippers either. I think we'll be pretty set tonight. And I did want to do kind of like a shorter stream, I'll be honest. Because originally I planned on, work had me working. But they were like, nah, you're good. But here's our little insert. Just some lines, and it's all white, but then it kind of fades into like this very deep, kind of blood red on the end there. So something different, but something cool. And it goes with the whole color scheme of the box, so where you have the red and then you have the white on the side, so it kind of fades over. So pretty cool. But I don't know if I'll really be keeping anything from these boxes. They're not really that much. I like the art, but I'm like, it's not really needed. If I want to look at the character, I got the figure, at least in this form art-wise. And it's okay. We can see, does this have a stand? That I do not remember. So we're going to put that. But here is our Chainsaw Man in all his plastic glory. Well, there's that thing. I'm just going to go to the floor because I don't want to deal with it. But there he is. Blowing out my camera. But there's our dude. I guess we'll just go ahead, get this off. There goes an arm. This be easy to kind of take out all of our accessories. Not too bad. Our little mouthpiece. And of course, the man himself, Mr. Chainsaw, or Mr. Man, I guess, technically. Because he's literally called Chainsaw Man. I mean, well, that's the series, but that's what they call him anyways, so. Mr. Man. Mr. Chain Man. The Chainsaw Man. Alright. Get this. What was that? Oh yeah, that was the stand. There's that. Okay. Feet first. Get on out of there. There's all of our plastic. Go that way. Alrighty. Wow, a lot of plastic bits coming out of here. Microplastics. Microplastics everywhere, as usual. Huh. I will say, was this... Feels like this was pre-owned. Can I check my box? Hold on. I shall return. I didn't even read this. Marked down. I think that this was new. Well, yeah, because this was new. Because this is still taped up. So this was a brand new thing. Okay. So I can already see like little blemishes here and there. And this figure is, I will say, it is kind of a bit dirty. Like I need to give this guy a wash. And I think that this is the first time I've really thought about this. Or maybe that this is all intentional. This is how the figure is supposed to be. Doesn't look like it. Not on that box. He looks pretty clean there. I'll have to see what's going down. But here is our Chainsaw Man. I would say first impressions, just out of the box, he feels great. He feels like a pretty solid figure. I love this giant chainsaw head, especially with the tongue. I forgot that he had this with the tongue out. I didn't even really notice it. I thought it was just an open mouth head, but that's really cool. Yeah, with the long tongue, and you have like these jagged teeth, and and then you have the actual chainsaw head that has like this little motor thing, has a grip there, and has the actual the chain, and it's all kind of a bit bloody there. Pretty cool, pretty nice, and that paint's actually pretty clean there. And then it goes down to this kind of like this wiry kind of flesh bit onto the neck piece there. Hold on. Readjust myself. Get down to level. Yeah, but he looks pretty great. And then of course, really here, it's like, there's nothing really too much going on here. at the body. You can tell it is kind of a bit dirty. I don't know what's going on here. If yeah, this has like some QC issue problems, or if it's kind of like deteriorating, which kind of sucks. That this has like the disease, like the toy disease or whatever. But mainly overall, it's just a plain white, like a collared shirt, yeah, with the sleeves rolled up. It has like your black tie that kind of is malleable, but I'd be more worried that that's gonna break off, so I'm not gonna mess with that too much. But then going down to the pants that are just kind of regular, have a regular belt buckle there with silver painted on there, goes around the belt loops, and just some basic pants. But yeah, you can tell that that plastic is a different color. That's kind of like, I don't know how they can't really do that. I guess it's just different plastic, so it's weird. And then down to these like these sneakers that have the, yeah, they're all white and have like a red trim with like two circles on the side. So pretty neat there. But of course, the main thing is really with these chainsaw arms. So where it has that same kind of chainsaw design that goes up here on the head, but it's coming down the arms, and they are just a solid piece. It's like these hands are not articulated or anything. They're just splayed open chainsaw hands and have some blood on them, but feel great. And it's like, and there are actual kind of like points on there. It's nothing like I would be like too worried about. It's like yeah, it's kind of pricking me a bit, but it's not gonna hurt, but it'll definitely get you. It's like if you hit someone with this, like it's gonna be like, oh, what do you do? But he just looks great. He looks so cool. It's such like a simple design, but works so well. Yeah, but I think I'll definitely be having like to give this guy a cleanup, especially when it comes to the main body. It's like the actual like the head and the hands and the arms all look pretty good. And he does have a weird plug on the back. What the heck is this? What? Yeah, this is like a play feature. I don't really understand. I guess I'll have to look that up. So I feel like I can take it out, but it's just gonna take. Oh, so okay. So I guess if you want to put a peg in there for a stand, this does have a little plug hole. That's pretty neat that they would include that. I wish it was a little bit more, I guess, not as noticeable. And also, I don't think it's really that needed these days. I think that there's plenty of variety of stands. And in any case, it came with a stand, so I don't think it really matters that much that he should have had a peg hole. But I'm glad that they put that option in, because that proves that they're thinking about literally almost everyone who collects these type of figures. And depending on what kind of specific stands, mainly the Tamashii Nation, the figure art. And also, like more so like the Mafex ones that just have like the plug, but they do have like the clamp, but sometimes that's never really enough. It's kind of better to have them plug into the actual body, but pretty nice overall, detail wise. And actually it's like overall paint wise, besides like all like this dirtiness that's going on here, which looks awful really in person, even just even more so. It's like on camera it's not too noticeable. I guess it is a lot more noticeable there on the shoulders, but when I do that, but overall it still looks great. It looks amazing. I love this design. And then here I guess we'll go over our the articulation real bit. You do have a ball, with a rod, with a ball at the top of the neck, and at the bottom of the neck, I assume you just have just a ball there at the bottom. So with our first stock head, so altogether, you can look up about that far. Not awful. Look down. pretty good. And then that also gives you a lot of tilt, and of course rotation there. At the neck, it is a bit kind of hindered, but it's like yeah. But once you get it, it's like yeah, you can get this to move if you wanted to. So, but that does also mean you're kind of putting pressure on that head, so that'll, I think, tend to pop off. So kind of like just move the head. The neck's fine. He can like, oh. Yeah, that's how I be standing every day. Well, that's how I'm standing now. Well, sitting. And then at the shoulders, they're basically, just like they're basically a cover, but you can kind of see inside there what's going on. So where you have like this whole kind of hinge system. So the shoulder hinges up about that far, comes back down about that far, can rotate. It does feel a bit stiff, and I don't want to mess with that, but you can go around, so not too bad. And then at the upper arm there, you can swivel. And yeah, and this also is a double jointed elbow despite the giant chainsaw. So yeah, so your range can actually still go all the way up, which is crazy. And you can still, rotate if you want to. So if you want them in a specific kind of a look there, so you can have them doing that. So pretty cool. And then at the torso, as you can see, have a upper torso joint there, so he can rotate full 360 around, can kind of tilt side to side and arch back about that far. Also can also technically hyperextend his arm, so where it looks broken, that's kind of cool. But you can arch back that far, arch forward not that far, not too bad. And then at the waist, I think that is also a ball, so you can altogether go forward about, man, these arms or something. So you can arch forward about that far, arch back to everything all the way back forward, and then can do full 360 there at the waist. Also can do a bit of a tilt. It's more of just like a what instead of a ba. Because at the legs, as y'all have seen, you do have drop down joints, which give you a lot of range there. So compared to a regular, where that gives you like a little bit, but it's probably easier to push it anyways, so it's probably not really that big of a deal because it kind of automatically goes down anyways, but it goes up pretty well and doesn't really break it doesn't really break up that sculpt very, very much. But then you can obviously see that there is a upper thigh cut, so that is forward about that far. You can also go out all the way. Bro can literally do the craziest split of all time. What the hell? At Splitsville, but then you do have a double jointed knee. Oh, and also I will say pinless as well, and that does help with the arms, especially probably, but with the legs, nice touch and just some basic pants. We talked about before. It is a bit stuck. Don't really want to push this. Okay, so that leg can just come right off. That's fine. It's probably meant to do that so you don't break the figure. Can we get this light back on? Okay, there we go. Easy. And that still feels pretty solid Oh, there we go. Gotta break the knee out. Not literally break it, but you know what I mean. Gotta get it freed up. All right. There he is, all the way. Basically, kind of kicking past his ass. Anyways, because there's his ass. It's basically going up to the waist, which is insane. That's a crazy amount of articulation. A lot of range there. And then at the foot, you do not have a rotation, which I kind of wish you would have that. Sorry, I keep fixating on the bra. But no, like upper swivel there. It's only there at the actual shoe part, at the foot. So it hinges forward about that far, hinges back about that far, and then has a front-facing pin for rocker. So very, very cool. Very nice to have this amount of articulation, and we'll kind of see what we can do. I do kind of want to get this other leg. I don't want to break my figure's knee. See how much I can. There we go. Okay, so I did get that freed up. It's like I did just pop the leg off, but it can get that amount of range and just kind of easily just to show you, even when it's like that, it can easily just kind of pop right back on without a problem. I would just say it's like just when articulating the knees, just kind of like it's like I think you do want to kind of hold the leg down a bit, and and the top of the knees, they do feel a bit more solid, so they are going to still be a bit tight, I think, after a few tries, but you will be able to get there. And I feel like this leg is just staying on better, so might have to put like some shock oil or something on that other one. But in any case, it still feels great. It's it feels smooth. And I will want to do at least do like one kind of basic pose, see how we can do, because it is a bit limiting having just the arms move, and how they're sculpted is very specific. I would kind of like if they had, even honestly, it's like if they had a single joint and had a rotation here at the actual the forearm right here, like have a rotation from here and above, I wouldn't have mind. But I'm not going to complain about the range that we're getting here. I mean, that's great. It's amazing. But we will get them. I will say also, his blade, at least there, is a bit crooked. And that one is, but they are soft, so that is nice. It doesn't feel like those are going to break. And those do feel like actually separate pieces, that they put in, and then I assume that they glued in and kind of covered up with all their parts there. But there he is. There's our Chainsaw Man. I'm gonna have to work on this guy a bit more to get it, and this light keeps coming off. This guy will definitely need a bath or something, because he's just out of the box, just super dirty. This is weird. I don't know. it feels off. I don't know what's going on, but it looks great. It still looks and feels amazing. Yeah, I still gotta say it's like like the look of it just by itself just looks amazing. But I just have to get used to it. Also, cause I do feel like yeah, if they did kind of like I don't know, it's hard to like explain. I feel like yeah, yeah, I feel like the arm should yeah, they should have been like done like a different way. I don't know. It just feels kind of weird. I just have to get used to it and have to yeah, mess around with it, honestly. But it does feel kind of awkward, but it looked good. I mean, I like that arm how that looks. Like it's mainly like that arm. I just have to kind of get used to. Maybe like that, where he's like, "Ugh." Yeah, where he's like, look at my chainsaw hands. The tongue. Look at the tongue. Look at the tongue. Okay. And then there's the stand. We'll just go over that real quick. Has nothing on it. It's just like an oval shape. It already has like fingerprints all over it, my own, and has some just very yeah random copyright stuff. But yeah, but you do have a foot peg. He does have peg holes under there, so he can just stand right there. Pretty solid, and it's a nice base. It works. It works pretty well. It's not really that grand, so I think that you're mainly supposed to kind of like have them just stand up straight, and we could do that. I will say it is kind of annoying that this leg keeps coming off every time I'm messing with it. Let's see. Trying to see what I can do. I guess okay, so we can do just like it's like like just one solid kind of like just basic standing there pose. At least one. Just to see exactly what's going on here. And I have no idea. Again, I will reiterate this. I have no idea what goes on in the story, who most of the other characters are in this anime. I know that there's a girl that has like devil horns. And then there's this guy. I don't know if that's the same series. That's what I'm just assuming. Just based on stuff I've seen and that I'm remembering. But there he is. His hips are a bit, let's say, a bit off kilter. But there he is, just standing there. Just looking pretty cool. I do like the vibes. This is a weird, freaky dude, but you know what? I fuck with it. Okay, and then to go over accessories, show them off first. So first, have a pair of fisted chainsaw arms that are really bloodied up, have a lot of blood, a lot more thicker, kind of painted on there, but pretty cool and pretty nice. And and then they're done the same way and actually are more straight than the stock ones. And then also have an alternate head that does have like a yellow eye. Is there an eye? Oh, there is. I didn't even notice. So there is like a little yellow eye or just dot in there in the head. I don't know if you can see that or not. But it's in there in the little in the grooves of the chainsaw head. Hold on. Mr. Man, if you would please indulge. I've never noticed that. That's actually really, really cool. There's like a yellow dot in there. I guess to indicate like an eye of some kind. Even though, you know, I don't think it's really seen that much in the anime anyways. But then there's it there, and yeah, it's like, yeah, and then this is just the open teeth, but no tongue there. Yeah, the full, yeah, the open mouth. And does have more blood on there as well compared to the other head. So very nice, but same kind of paint scheme going on there, just a different kind of setup. And then also has an alternative lower jaw, I guess, or yeah, like or a different teeth set that are just closed there. So pretty good. And I think that that's specifically supposed to change, yeah, for this one. So you can easily just pop that out and pop that in, and it's seamless. Cool little thing. I don't know if we can do that with our other head here. I feel like, yes, of course we can. So maybe do this one with that. How does that look? It's not too bad. It's more kind of like him being like, huh? What's up? Do we gotta chainsaw some dudes? And I will do just the regular other head as well with the more blood. Say also, my teeth set also don't really want to go in all the way on this. It does feel a little awkward. So I definitely don't want to mess up the teeth or the paint. I think I already did, but yeah. I think a tiny bit, but you're not really going to notice. But we're going to switch out the heads. Have just the regular open mouth. And I think that this is what I more think of when I think of Chainsaw Man, is like where he has just an open mouth and has just a bunch of crazy teeth. Now this head is actually taking a bit. It does not want to go on this body. Where's this? I'm dropping everything, bro. Okay. Where's your thing? Okay. We're going to take off the piece. There we go. And there he actually is without any of the mouths on there. A very weird looking thing, but if it works, it works. All right, we're going to put on this mouth piece to show off everything. Alrighty. And there he is. Looking pretty sweet. I also do want to switch out the arms. I don't know how hard that is. Doesn't seem too bad. Just kind of just pull. Oh, and thank you for the like. Whoever just liked, I appreciate the support. What's up, man? Hey, what's up? Silent Rob, welcome back, bruh. We are looking at, hold on, I'm trying to get them all set up for you. If this thing will, there we go. Have to wait for the click. And thank you for, yeah, thank you to the second person who just liked this live stream. I appreciate the support. But here is our, oh yeah, this might be our, hold on. Oh, okay, I forgot that these arms are gonna be a bit stiffer. Coming out of packaging, they might need to be heated up. At least one for sure. Hold on. Trying to get a good... There we are. That's the vibe. Look at this dude. Look at our chainsaw man. Blowing out my camera. But just looking badass. Has the alternate fisted arms. Yeah, with the more with the more bloody chainsaw, and then also the alternate head with the the open mouth and the more bloody chainsaw head. So very, very cool. Really, really neat design. And Silent Rob says, nice. Is this the one from Walmart or Target? This is actually one I got at GameStop, of all places. Because this was, because this Chainsaw Man was released, I think actually technically last year, because he was on my Christmas list, and I totally forgot about that last year. And I think it was at Target's. I think it was also at Walmart's, mainly. And I might have seen them at a GameStop at some point before. But I picked up this one at my local game shop, and they had them on sale for about like $17 compared to the regular $20 price. And I was like, oh, I've been meaning to get this. And it's here now, and it's actually a pretty great price. So I'm going to pick this thing up. Yeah, but I will say, it's like, with these alternate arms, bit tough. Probably need to heat them up to get them, because right now I can only, I can do a full, I can do one full double elbow on the other arm, but this one is like totally stiff. You cannot even think about it. It's not even just gonna go. So I'm not even gonna attempt, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty nice. I just have to kind of like get it working with my style of posing, because I'm not really used to it. But honestly, that's not too bad. I wish it would just like bend like a little bit. But I feel like I'm more stretching the plastic than actually articulating, so I am not gonna push it anymore. We are just gonna let this be. But I do like the more casual, like the, hey, you better get ready, because I'm gonna chainsaw ya in a bit. As you can see with all the blood. Pretty neat. A unique little dude there. A little guy. Let's do some, how about I do, and Silent Rob says, yeah, dude, those ones, in my opinion, are kind of like the Hasbro, quote unquote. The anime figures, but they still look good. I think the SHF, make the best, the anime figures. Have you been seeing the new 4.0 Gokus? I have been seeing those. Mainly, I think it's more specifically like a Super Saiyan one that they've been doing. Also did a new, I think, Vegeta as well. And mainly it's like the new the Bandai stuff that I've been really paying attention to is they have the new Godzilla figures that they showed off. So you had the Odo Island, the -1 Godzilla Saurus, kind of. I'll just call him that. I forget if he's just called just Godzilla. I think it's just Godzilla. But and then also I think they also revealed I think it's a Godzilla versus Godzilla, like the original. I can't remember what that era or what that specific movie was, but but it looks great. And then did they also do one more Godzilla? Oh yeah, they also did like a new Final Wars that has that has like the drill thing, but you just never know how expensive those are going to be, especially now in the US. I feel like I feel like those are going to be like crazy expensive. So I don't even want to get my hopes up on getting those because they're expensive. But look at this. Yeah, look at this dude. He is aura farming right now. And Silent Rob says, yeah, the new bases, the new base form Goku, the Super Saiyan Goku, and then the battle damage, the Super Saiyan Goku, the forms with the red and blue hair too. Okay, yeah, I did see the red and the blue. I think I saw that battle damage, that Super Saiyan. That one looked, I think, pretty good. Yeah, because that's the one where he has, it's like, because that's when, like, him and Frieza are fighting, and this is, like, kind of like right when he turns Super Saiyan, because he's kind of battle damaged already by that point, so that's like the moment. And then compared to, their previous, like their Super Saiyan on Namek, that one he had like the full shirt off and was a bit musculature. Yeah, exactly. Sick. I need to see the base form one. It's like I think I have a idea of what it looks like because I'm pretty sure I've seen it. It's probably in my saved feed of all my toy stuff on Instagram. But I just have to look at it again. Because there's just so much toy stuff going on. I mean, there's always so much going on, and you just gotta try to keep up. I mean, yeah, like the latest thing, it's like when they announced that Marvel versus Capcom kind of thing. It's like that worked with Jada and Hasbro, to make their figures, and they actually did a stop motion like crossover thing, and that was really cool. But they have like I think it's like a Kith is like the brand, which is like a shoe brand, but they have like a specific thing with them, which is weird. So yeah. But Sanrob says they look so good. It makes me want to sell all my Gokus and just start over. Honestly, you would. Yeah, I think that you would be entirely valid for that. Because, okay, so how many Gokus do I have? Because I even have, like, I got two, but granted, well, I got 4. But granted, each of them, like, is a different form of Goku. But it's like, but compared to, like, all, like, the new upgrades, like, we'll have to see if some of them gotta go. Because even okay, I will say it's like even like these newer figures, like they are new, but they are using, I think, older type molds, but they look great with newer parts. So we'll just have to see. But I do have, and I do actually have a 5th Goku, but he's in the box now. He's not up and about. He's just there for accessory sake if I need him, or for just pictures if I want to do them in a different look or different thing, or for posing, whatever. So, just all that jazz. Just a bunch of stuff. But look at this dude. He looks so badass. This is kind of like it. This is the peak of this character that I really need. I just need him to just stand there and look awesome. Maybe I can get him in a good kind of, okay, I will say it is kind of awkward trying to get him to kind of like do a pose, where he's like slashing or kind of like chainsawing guys when his arms are kind of out like that. In my opinion, I have to really see what I can do and try to make it work. I guess I can do, okay, that would make sense. I keep thinking of him as more kind of left-handed for some reason, but I could do, because having like 3 like chainsaw heads is just like, it's a lot. It's a very weird concept, but as a figure, it feels solid. I will say, you definitely are right, like on the money, when it comes to that, when it comes to that comparison, Rob. It's like calling this the Hasbro of the anime figures, because, I don't know if you can see, but on the shoulders, especially on this one, it's just like super dirty, and I just have just a lot of like paint kind of like splotches and details. They're all kind of like all dirty all around, have a little splotch there that doesn't really work very well. I think it's actually kind of gone away by the time I've just been messing with it. So that's actually nice that that paint glob came out. But if you look before, it's like you will see that it's there. But, you know, but I think that this figure definitely is like, I feel like it needs a wash because this is from Vietnam. This is from probably December or even like November of last year. So a year-old figure just sitting probably in a box in the back of a GameStop. I don't think it's very probably healthy for it. And Silent Rob says, yeah, they're just a lower quality compared to, to the SHF, but they're decent for what the price is. I think it's actually pretty good for the price. Personally, I feel like that this is kind of like what you need, and yeah, I feel like this kind of figure. It's like if Hasbro did like something like of this extra scale, this would, you know, this would easily be at least like $25. But I got this for 17. That's insane to me. So it's kind of like, yeah, I can feel like where the quality has kind of been cut, but honestly, this is not bad at all. I would definitely recommend this. It's like, even I don't even know. It's like, yeah, I'd really have to see like what a Figure Arts, feels bad. To really, really to get my hands on like on a regular like a Figure Arts after a bit, because I don't really collect that much of the Figure Arts. I mean, I have one right there. Well, that's a Mayfix, so never mind. And that's a bootleg, so that's not even like a real Figure Arts Spider-Man 2099. I do have the Samurai, but he's bigger. I don't really count him too much. But I do have. Well, do I have any? Oh, yeah, I do. Where's that man? Oh, he's like way back there. Okay, I'm not even going to worry about it. But yeah, but as I'm just saying, it's like, yeah, definitely right that it's definitely not, I don't think as kind of like, I think more detail and kind of how it's more, where they're more kind of, I don't know. It's like, I'm trying to describe in my head, what I'm trying to think. It's like, but when it comes, to a Figure Arts, it's like, I think you do get more detail, but it does feel kind of small, in my opinion. This feels more of like a Legend scale, where this is more like a 6.5 scale stuff. Yeah, anyways. But this is just, I don't know. It feels good. It does feel good, but it's like it just has like little problems that can just easily be fixed, I think, just by just basic QC updates. Because this was made in Vietnam. So, it's another cheaper factory, but it's Jazzwares, and this is not a bad showing for them at all. But Soundrob says, if you collect the Figure Arts stuff, I recommend the anime stuff. Mayfix is where it's at for DC and Marvel stuff, in my opinion. For import stuff, I like the Marvel Legends too. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Hey, I get you. But yeah, but it's like I definitely get your preferences. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, when it comes to how they do that articulation and how they do that detailing and how they want to show off those characters and have them displayed. I mean, yeah, I got a few of them that are Figure Arts here. I mean, it's like I also have a pretty good amount of of the of the SH Figure Arts. When it comes like to Godzilla stuff, I have a decent amount, and those are usually pretty good. They're all not perfect, but a lot of them do have some very nice detailing and feel great, and always just feel solid. Can I get this motherfucker doing shit? Look cool. Does he look cool? I don't know. This is still weird territory for me. Let's get him on his stand. I just kind of want him to just stand there, but I also want him to do something. Because this guy is insane. I need him to be like in the air, jumping. I mean, I could do just the classic kick in the air. Or even like the, or like the, kind of like that jumping kind of thing where he's like jumping in the air and getting ready to like slash you. He's like, oh, fuck. Oh, the mouth fell off. Hold up. Emergency. Oh, yeah. Rob, and you missed this earlier, but they do also have one weird little thing, if I can get this back on there. But on the actual back of the figure, they do have this. And this is a peg for a stand, which is not included to go into there, but you still have that foot one. So it's very interesting that they would have that kind of, I assume knowing, that you could use a SH Figuarts or a Mafex stand on this figure. So a very interesting kind of like little extra thing that they went along with. It's like, yeah, and it's also like, it's not the cleanest, but that is actually cool. Yeah, and I had no idea at all, too. It's like, I saw that, and I was like, what is that? Is that some molding thing? But no, it's made to do that. It's not really the cleanest cut. You can see how it's kind of like it has a bit more plastic here on the side. So maybe, so maybe I could try to like have that shaved off, but but you're not really going to see them. You're going to see them like this. And I might grab do I have a stand that's out here in the open? I think I do. Okay, so I'm going to first get them in a good pose. If I can get them in a good pose, kind of like just standing there, I think I'll be okay for now. It's just getting him to look his best. Especially with these hips, because these hips do kind of want to go everywhere. They're not that solid. Just little QC issues here and there, but still feels overall, I think it still feels great. I just always struggle to get these. There we go. He does kind of still blow out my camera, but he looks great, honestly. He looks pretty solid once you get him in a good pose and he can just stand there and look amazing. That's really good. And I would say, okay, overall, I give this figure like, okay, honestly, probably like a 7 out of 10. The sculpt is there. I think the paint's very good. I love all the accessories, that come with these. As like like I was thinking like before, it would have been nice to have parts to turn him back to his human form, but I don't think then that would mean that we would be getting, a different head and and 3 different mouthpieces and getting, the different hair types for for the chainsaw arm. So I would say overall, I think that this is, I would say like a 7 out of 10. Just little QC issues here and there when it comes to paint, and really kind of when it comes to everything being kind of like consistently, I guess consistently kind of like up in quality. It's like there are some places, where it feels like super stuck and you can't move, and then there's some places where everything feels a little looser. So it's kind of like it's very kind of inconsistent. I would say so, but but for the price and also it's like I do say that, but every kind of like detail that's not really of just the figure or just on the paint, the sculpt, it's actually pretty well done, and the paint specifically on the heads and the arms are just perfect. And I love that they have a variety of having a less bloodied head and then a more bloodied head. It's like, these are collectors' items, and they're not scared to show the blood because it's kind of like a horror character. It's not really your typical thing, but he looks great. He looks so badass. He looks great. I'm just going to keep saying it. He looks great. We will move everything. I do want to first, before any other figure that we're going to be comparing this to, do want to get out an import stand and see how well that little hole on the back works on it. So excuse me while I move around. And I do have one, I think, ready at the helm. So this is a Figuarts stand. This might be too small, honestly, but we're gonna try it anyways, because this is one that actually goes with the the SH Figuarts Kid Goku, but this has a little tiny one, so I don't think that's gonna fit. I think that's gonna be, because that's not the right size. Oh no. Yeah. So there it is. Yeah, so that can work pretty well. If we get him stood up and get this. I think we can get that on there. And that kind of helps a bit. I would say so. That kind of helps with that kind of big, because I feel like Chainsaw Man also kind of has like a bit of a hunch. He's always kind of like bent over, doing something and looking weird. Even if he's just standing there. But look how great he actually looks. Just on an actual, like a Figuarts stand. Like just that alone is impressive enough to me. Excuse the very clear dust that this thing has been sitting out, just doing nothing all day. I need to use this stand. Yeah, maybe I'll just use that. Yeah, just for this guy. This guy looks so good on this stand. I'm sorry if I'm like blowing up the mic right now. Excuse me. Because I'm just like fully just focused on this. This looks so cool. This is awesome. Yeah, I think he's just gonna stay like that for the rest of the stream. Maybe I'll just take him off the stand for now, but trust me, I think he's gonna be living like that. He gonna be living it up. Also do want to get him. Can I do a more? Hold on. I'm gonna keep finicking with this. Okay. There we go. As I mess with this, try to figure out what's going on. No, I feel like he needs to be more hunched over, though. It just feels right for him. Maybe just doing it as a full forward. Just this. Just a straight up. Just him standing there. Okay, what can I do? There we go. That feels all right. Oh, God. Yeah, I would definitely say like the weak point of this figure is probably the legs. It's just like, they're not perfect. Like, they're all right. But it's just like, it's just a lot of work. Trying to make them look good and make them just stay. Especially just by itself, it's a bit difficult, but it's all right. Especially when I'm trying to, just get a forward-facing position. I think this is all right, though. Maybe that's what I'm looking for. This. There we go. I think that's my guy. He is Maright White. There he is. Looking hella sick. Just straight up aura farming, bro. I'll keep saying it. But I do like how he looks. I think it works very well for like this style, like this more simplified it feels. A bit style of the anime, but still has enough detail there for me to, understand what's going on and get the feeling of the show and of this character. So very, very cool. Just awesome. Just an awesome looking figure. One that's been on my list for, literally for about a year. been a whole year since this figure came out. I finally have him in my hands. Merry Christmas or something, I guess. Merry happy birthday. Yeah, I need to get that Frosty figure. Can I get this to focus on my mans? There we are. All right. So now we will finally move on to our actual comparisons. Getting out first, ones that we had on our cover, and probably I would say my most iconic kind of characters, or my or my top guys of their of each of their franchises and of the and of the brand. We of course got the SH Figuarts Goku. This is their I think their most recent one, where this was technically the the one that came with Gohan, like in their exclusive set. But this is that version of Goku, but released single, and then also have their newer Naruto figure when they brought back the Naruto line with his little Rasengan thing. It's not a Hadouken, it's a Rasengan. And they look pretty good. They look pretty cool. I do want to... Yeah, that feels better. Yeah, that's so good. That's so good. Yeah, that's awesome. So, pretty good. I think that's pretty good there, if I do say so myself. Trying to just see it, make sure looking decent, but it looks pretty good. I am liking it, but there's our dudes, and they work pretty well. This guy, unless they take him out, which they just did, and then I guess they're not cool with the Chainsaw Man. But you see, like, your different kind of like your styles and how a lot of these series have gotten even more ridiculous as this genre of art goes on. How crazy mangas and Japanese artists and anime, but they've been doing this shit for like forever. It's just that they finally made an anime out of it. And so now it's even more popular than ever because everyone's like, oh, new anime. Dude is a literal fucking chainsaw. And everyone collectively went like, oh, that's fucking awesome. Give me that as a figure. All right, and then our next, like, of my actual anime, but this is mainly all just going to be just Dragon Ball from here with this section. So, of course, we have Trunks, who we showed off earlier, who have I explained, I think, in multiple streams and videos, and even on here, how he is my favorite character kind of Dragon Ball, just based on one moment, and just his whole story is so pretty good. But yeah, we have their latest update, their Super Saiyan Vegeta, but I put the the superhero's head on it, just because I think that the style will work pretty well. And then, of course, have your regular Trunks to compare there. So, another straight up anime comparison. Man, I hate that this always doing this. Always not working. But nice. And then continuing on with Dragon Ball. Do we want to do... Hold on. I guess I'll do these two because they're different, more unique, but still work pretty well. All right. First, have the SH Figuarts Piccolo. So this is the first version that they did, so where he has the full cape and turban there. Honestly, looks really good next to Chainsaw Man. Even though I think Chainsaw Man, he's a tall guy. These are more, kind of even more like maybe even 7-inch. I don't know. I'll have to, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we have plenty of comparisons to think of, and I have a lot of weird ones. A lot of Marvel, to be honest, but it's kind of what I got the most of, so that's what I'm using. Weird creatures and big guys, but we also have the SH Figuarts Super Saiyan 4 Goku, who I have this gnarly, where I have his Kamehameha thing there, but as y'all saw last time that we saw this, I did it in this pose and I actually really liked it. So he's been kept in that pose for as long as I have been able to, and he honestly still looks amazing. I need to get the Vegeta to go with this. Like, I need to get that as soon as possible, because it's probably very, very difficult now to be getting stuff in Japan here in America. I couldn't imagine how difficult it is, because I haven't even like tried. I barely even thought about like buying like stuff even like from China. I'm like, ooh, is that even gonna get here? Ooh, I don't know. It might like take forever, or it'll just never come. All right. But then our last Dragon Ball, and specifically just SH Figuarts, the anime figures, have the SH Figuarts Super Saiyan Goku. This is kind of what I deem as kind of like my as my Cell Saga Goku. This is what this makes me think of, especially based on like the box art and kind of based on the style. This is kind of like this is just a regular Super Saiyan, because this is not a Super Saiyan 2. No, because that hair is very specific. And then also have the the superheroes of Vegeta, but with the Super Saiyan head from the previous Vegeta figure body. And you can see how they have done the like the actual like the Super Saiyan hair very differently. I definitely prefer this type compared to this weird kind of pale, like actual gold type hair. Like it does look good and it works, especially kind of like just straightforward like that. But I still just prefer like just my mustard yellow hair, because it just makes sense in my head. I hate that his face keeps trying to fall off. But I think that this was also during the time that Tamashii Nations was doing Vietnam. Yes. It's a Vietnam-made figure, so you can kind of feel a bit of the cheapness going on here. But overall, it's still a cool figure. And then that Vegeta too. Like, this figure is actually like pretty good. I like the look of this. I feel like I need to get a Majin head though, because that's what I kind of want to get to. But then I need another Vegeta to be regular Super Saiyan. But maybe they can do another one. And did they announce another Super Saiyan Vegeta? Like soonish? Did they do that? I know they did a Super Saiyan Blue, because I keep seeing that one around. And I've been kind of just waiting on that. I've been like, maybe. I mean, it's just weird that he hasn't done just regular Super Saiyan God. Yeah, like that they haven't done a red one. Well, have they done a red-haired one? I feel like they have. I feel like that they've announced one at least. Yeah, being like, hey, this might come out. Or whatever. Okay, but now we will be moving on to a different section, which is mainly of Marvel Legends, some other lines, but mainly just Legend, and specifically kind of like MCU, because I'm gonna be showing off different kind of regular body types that they use in Marvel Legends, because these do still kind of scale with the comic stuff anyways. And just like, and then there's a few like weird comic stuff, also a little bit of horror and a lot of monsters. So we are first going to be starting off with more basic kind of clothing figures to kind of go with the whole, like the more casual kind of like dress wear. Yeah, that our Chainsaw Man has. And yeah, my first thought to kind of like compare the first would be with this, with the No Way Home Matt Murdock, because this is a newer suited body, so where it is all pinless there, and just has just the black tie, the white shirt, but has the gray suit and everything, and has the, the Matt Murdock head. It's not perfect likeness, but it's all right. And then also have his stick there. Then also have the is this Spider-Man? Is this Homecoming? Or this might have even been what was it? No, is this Homecoming? No, this was no. I can't remember which one it was. Because you have Homecoming. Because No Way Home was the third one. I'm trying to remember what the second one was. The one with Mysterio. It has home in the name. Yeah, what's the second MCU Spider-Man movie title? Because I can't remember. Because I remember the first one. I remember the third one. What's the second one? First one, okay, I gotta go over it again in my head, is Homecoming. I can imagine the title card. I can see it in my brain. And then Spider-Man 2. This is gonna annoy me. I don't know. This title. Because I do like 2. I'll be honest. I did enjoy it a lot. And then No Way Home was like, yeah, that was more of like an event than anything. What is? Mysterio. Spider-Man. Homeward. Spider-Man. Homebound. Spider-Man. Because I know they go on a field trip, and this is after the snap and after everyone has come back. and there's like some kids that are a bit older. There's some weird things with Stark Tech, because by this point, is Tony dead? Yeah, Tony's dead by that time. Oh my god, Tony's been dead for so long. What the hell? Tony Stark. See, I can think of the game. Yeah, because then you have, yeah, Mysterio, who was a Tony Stark, kind of a bad guy. What is it? It's gonna annoy me so much because I'm trying not to look up what that name of this movie was. Because we got Homecoming, Home Sweet Home. What the hell? Something with home. I think it ends with home, or like home's in the middle. Like away from home. Okay, hold up. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna look this shit up. Okay, I have returned. So Spider-Man 2 was called Far From Home. Okay, okay. That would have not clicked at all in my brain. Far From Home. Okay, so you had Homecoming, which was like our little introduction to Spider-Man in his neighborhood, just a high school kid, super badass villain. With Michael Keaton as the Vulture, a perfect kind of like first villain. A little bit of Iron Man is there. I get it. I get why Tony's in there. He's important to MCU, and he's important to Spider-Man. But like, okay, it's like, yes, he's in there, but it's like he doesn't take up the whole thing because it's the whole story of like a Spider-Man. In this universe becoming kind of Spider-Man, essentially. And then in Far From Home, I'm gonna grab our next comparisons while I'm yapping. And then in Far From Home, it's like after Avengers Endgame, so everyone's back. And then Tony dies, so Peter doesn't really have a mentor. So he kind of like he's kind of stuck with Shield on his back, and it's not really Nick Fury because he's a Skrull. And there's a whole thing about that. And then you also have Mysterio in there, and they believed him, but he was just doing drones and shit, and they were like, yeah, we knew this guy was lying. Yeah, this guy was full of shit. But and then you have the third one, which was just the multiverse movie, because everyone just wanted that. And they were like, okay, we're going to give you that, because that's what you keep asking for. And you know what? I mean, yeah, we've been trying to keep this a secret, and y'all just know. But it's like, we're just not going to say. Yeah, we're not going to say what this is. We're going to lie. But, I get it. Yeah, that they're trying to save face and kind of do this and be sure that they have all their bases covered. Because they're a company and they want you to go see the movie. They don't want you to just look at leaks. They're a business. They want to take any kind of money that they can from you. But I think that these are from Homecoming. I think that this Peter and Ned 2-pack is definitely from Homecoming, just based on how Ned looks. Because even by the time in like I'm Far From Home, it's like Ned looks a bit skinnier already then, and I think less tan than this, but he looks great. There we go. And he still looks great. He looks very accurate. And then we'll have MJ over here, just to have a different comparison, and kind of have her more over here to give a better comparison with the Chainsaw Man to have a different body type kind of thing going on there. Well, we'll just have, because she does not want to stand right now. Please stand. There we go. Pretty cool. Kind of like, just kind of like your high school age, I guess, kind of kids. And I think that this, yeah, that's what this guy's supposed to be. I wish that they would have like an origin or something on the back here. Like, give me a breakdown of who this motherfucker is. Because I have no idea what the context is. So it would be nice to kind of get like a little blurb or something. So that would be nice if they could like fill this corner in the back of the box. Like, you can just put words here, be like, this is this character. Here's a little bio background of like his basic story. So maybe that's something too that they can maybe work on. I don't know if they're ever going to do that or if they have been doing that, especially in the second series. So, but yeah, really, really cool. Very interesting though that they show off like the tie, like swoop into the back. I guess it is rubbery, so it can move and just maybe stay put in some case. But I don't know. We're going to move all of our characters here. All right. And then for our next set of characters, kind of continuing on a bit from the Spider-Man movies, but but this is technically an Iron Man movie figure. We have Happy Hogan, who is of course played by Jon Favreau. A little bit of a bigger body for them, but even then, Chainsaw Man is pretty tall. I think he is more of a monstrous kind of creature, so it makes sense that he's pretty big. And then even compared to that of our Netflix Luke Cage. Who still looks pretty great, honestly, for this time. I mean, this is like kind of like the closest to perfect, yeah, that I think that they could have gotten. It's like it definitely would, yeah, definitely would be better pinless now. So maybe if he is coming back some point, because I think that Jessica Jones is confirmed to come back for Daredevil, but Born Again season 2 already. Or whatever is going on with that show. If they're already like done doing season 2 and now they're doing like season 3 or whatever, I don't know. Okay. Had to reset Luke, but there he is. He does look pretty tough. You do not want to fuck with that guy. Yeah, that guy's Power Man, bro. And then we have two of our other, Marvel Legends. Okay. One is normal. One is very questionable. It's one that I've had on my display for a bit, and I've been like debating on ever showing this publicly as a figure, but I think it kind of works because he kind of works with the cringy anime kind of characters, because that's what I think of him as, especially like in this form. So we have, okay, yeah, so the first one is just a normal character. It's just something that, yeah, that I think kind of works as a comparison, as a dude in a suit. Have that FBI guy who is, I always forget his name. Yeah, this actor. He's very good. He's pretty cool. And he does like the weird, like the magic trick with the card, and he's with the FBI and like SHIELD. And then, bro, but he does have the terrible, terrible feet that the old body had, and these terrible legs. But then this figure, who is the guy from Ant-Man, because I did get that 2-pack with him and Ghost from like years ago. But I gave him a pair of Blade's sunglasses. But I also, because I was just like, it's like if any character, yeah, would have this, it would be him. I also gave him a banana and a donut. You know the implications. You know. I don't know why my brain was just like, it's like, yeah, that's just him. Yeah, that's just this guy now. I don't know. It's very weird. He can go away. I kind of don't like it, but it's there. And I just don't have the care for really like for changing that at all. It's just how it is. It just works in my brain. I'm like, all right, he's that dude. He's that weird dude. And he would have a banana and a thing and just make some weird joke. And I'm just like, ugh. I'm kind of like, oh, okay. So that's him. And yeah, and honestly, he just has that face. So, yeah, especially with the sunglasses. Yeah, the sunglasses kind of like complete that weird kind of like, ugh, kind of weird anime guy look, where you're just like, ugh. It's like, can you just like go away, please? You're not funny. I know you're like, oh, awooga. And I'm just like, go away. Stop it. You need to control yourself. All right. But then moving on to a different line, but only just a couple, and then we'll get some more variety out. Here we have the Indiana Jones Adventure Series. His little British friend, I can't remember his name, I'm sorry, but he has the green apple, and then you have, the Nazi dude with his full get-up. Just a lot of suits, a lot of collared shirts with some nice ties. But, a completely different scale. I think he still kind of works with these guys. He is a bit lengthy. He is kind of more, has a lankier kind of look, but is definitely more exaggerated. And these are supposed to be more towards like actual human characters, but are pretty good. And they're kind of like a Star Wars Black Series, but for Indiana Jones, and it works. I wish that line hadn't really ended, but it makes sense. And then for someone else, I think, or one other character who actually has a chainsaw in the collection, one who got a picture most recently, specifically for Halloween, have the Mezco Toys Texas Chainsaw Massacre Leatherface. Oh, I mean, what a perfect comparison. Kind of just like the parallels are there. He's a bit chunky, and his apron keeps wanting to undo itself, even though I try to retie it so many times to just stay on there. But sometimes it's just like, nope, I'm just gonna keep falling off. And I'm like, why? Why do you forsaken me? Okay. Dude, Bubba looks sick with Chainsaw Man. Bro. What a duo. Yeah, this is like some Fortnite shit right here. Like, okay, we're gonna get out the Fortnite crew, bro. We got Goku, and who's gonna be our fourth? Because I kind of want to do something that's not an anime specific, but something that's more animated. I guess we'll do here. Okay, so this will be a bit of a spoiler, but this is a comparison. Kind of do that, but then we just got our our Sentinel toys, Into the Spider-Verse Peter Parker / Peter B. Parker. Now this, I think, works the best, very much. So I think that their styles mesh pretty well. Of course, with the Sentinel, it has a lot more kind of detailing and textureness and going on, but that's kind of like of the style of the toy. But I think that their proportions and their size and even like the colors, I think, kind of complement each other very well. Even having like the bloody kind of claws is like a good contrast to show that this is a specific kind of art style, and that always kind of changes with Spider-Verse anyway, so it kind of works. But imagine this Fortnite team right here. Yeah, this is just a Fortnite moment right here. It's like you log on to Fortnite, and these are the first 4 characters you see. What do? You panic. That would be awesome, haha. Yeah. But do they have like a Leatherface? I know they have Art the Clown, which is in itself insane that they have that. I know they have a Jason. I think they have a Freddy, and I know they have a Ghostface. But then they got like Scooby-Doo, and why wouldn't they have a Chainsaw Man? I think they have a Goku. They definitely have a Spider-Man. I think that's obvious. It would be dumb if they didn't by now. I mean, they probably have multiple Spider-Men, so like everything. So I don't know, but we're gonna move on now. Get this Leatherface, get Goku out here. But we will keep our Spider-Man out because we do have some more Spider people to compare him with. So here we have, we're gonna center. Oh, don't break your eye, please. Okay, he's fine. Always these legs, bro. All these legs can never hold on to these hips. These knees. Always the legs on these guys. Even these nice imports. See, and I don't want them to like look exactly the same. I want them to be a little different. Okay. These tiny feet. He's got small feet. Ugh. Always when I start to like mess with them, then they're like, oh, well, I can't stand now. And I'm like, why not? You were standing just fine. You've been on a shelf for months, doing just fine, but I'll move you once, and you're like, no. That looks so weird. That was a little better, but that still is the... Sorry, I'm finicking. I'm just overthinking, but there he is. It's all about Chainsaw Man anyways, but... Okay. So now we got him with the Miles Morales from Sentinel Toys. From Spider-Verse. Do have one with the where he has like the one like the smaller eye kind of, I don't know if it's supposed to be like winking or like a spidey sense, like he's like, huh? Or he's just like confused. And then we have the Sentinel toys. Spider-Gwen. There, who looks pretty neat. We need to move these so Miles can actually be seen on camera. Can this focus? There we go. There they are, and then have one more other Spider-Man to show off, which is the Mafex Into the Spider-Verse Peter B. Parker. But then with this one, of course, he has the Marvel Legends. Oh, he has the cup from the Marvel Legends. But he also is sporting the Marvel Legends head sculpt as well. At least, like, for me, this is like the perfect combo right here, at least so far. If we're talking strictly just the first movie, this is like your main Spider-Man guys. Of course, I got Spider-Man Noir and Spider-Pig back there. You can see Noir. He's right there. That's the Marvel Legends, because I think it looks perfect. And then you have the Sentinel that came with Gwen. So they're just back there. It might be fun to just bring them out just for, just to have the whole original team out here. But I think that this is okay for now, if y'all will indulge. Unless you want to see them. Speak up if you want to, because I will indulge. Because they're great figures anyways, especially the Noir, because I have like a custom of like a cloth cloak on them that was made specifically for this figure, so it looks perfect, even more perfect than before. But we'll get all this out of here for now. Oh, that goes there. You too. I like to see if it won't be a hassle. Hell yeah, bro. We shall do it. Spider-Ham is probably like the one that's like the most problematic, but he's the easiest. Noir here is like right here, so. Well, there they go. That's bound to happen, but that's fine. We also got Spider-Ham, who I do have in his little karate kind of thing going on here. So I have to kind of balance him very specifically, because I'm very scared of moving his parts and switching out everything again. But I'll have to see at some point. It might be time to finally do that and finally get this figure. Honestly, that Noir is probably one of my favorite Spider-Man figures, just based on just that coat of yeah, just based on like that custom coat alone. This big-headed little pig, John Mulaney. Okay. I'm gonna zoom out just a bit. Look how cool he is. But the Noir, just to give him a bit of spotlight, I mean, just look at that. Look at that custom coat. You can't ask for anything perfect. And this is, if you want to know, this is from Best Lee Studios. So he's on Instagram. He makes his own custom heads and cloaks and capes and stuff. And it's super well done, as you can see. And it just elevates this, this Marvel Legends. And it'll, and it really kind of like compared to to the Legends cloak, they had on here. It's like, and it was supposed to, I guess, imitate the wind blowing, but it just, but it was fine. It was acceptable for that time, but with this upgraded cloak, it brings like this figure up from, realistically, I think before it was like a 7 at most, maybe even like a 6 to like an 8 or 9. Like this is like a 9, like a solid 9. And I just love the size of it and the proportions. It's just, and it even has like the little, like the patterning on the mask too. And with the hat as well, and the gun. I mean, what can you ask for? He's great. He's amazing. But yeah. But what did you say, Rob? Oh, are they still going to do that Spider-Man Noir show? I think they did. I think that they've already filmed it, because they had like all those set photos where you had Nicolas Cage there, and then you also had one where he was doing where they had a stunt guy on top of a car in the suit. So I think they are. I think that they're just probably just working on it. Maybe it'll be out maybe sooner than later. Kind of hoping would be nice. Okay, I think I'm going to do the full Spider-Man setup, though. So we're going to get Spider-Ham right here in the front. Make it easiest for him. That's awesome. I didn't know that they were working on it. Yeah. I think that was like reported on like early on this year, and there's like set photos. I mean, I guess kind of spoilers. I probably should have said that, but you know. Yeah, but I would recommend just tracking them down, because they're easy to find, and it's like, and you're not really getting like spoilers. It's just him doing, kind of, just doing just Spider-Man stuff, but in the costume. And I think of Nicolas Cage like just walking around in like in that same kind of look of that time period. But there we have that. I mean, I'm gonna grab our Spider-Mans. Who do I want to grab? I shall do, Peter will go here. He shall go on the floor, I guess, because he still doesn't want to stand. Sorry if the mic sounds all messed up at all. You know what? I'm sorry, we're not doing this. I'm not fighting with these guys. Go over there, Peter. You're making me angry. We're not fighting with these. But I still love this Noir figure. He's great. He's great. He's amazing. All right. But going to figure arts. Haha, the struggle is real. I can totally relate. That's totally fine. I want to see them. Haha. Yeah. But we'll definitely try to have to see Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I totally really, hey, and I'm doing it without stands. Like, you actually, like, use stands probably, Rob. I assume you do. Yeah, I think I remember you having some. Okay, but moving on, kind of doing, yeah, kind of like our bad guys, specifically Spider-Man, because that's what I have, and that's what's kind of unique, and kind of like in that art, kind of an anime or kind of demon style, or very unique, large characters. So, first we have the Spot from Spider-Verse. And you know what I should have done? I should I'm going to grab him. He's also in the display as well. Another live grab. Have the Marvel Legends. Hold on. He is not camera ready, but this is the Marvel Legends Into the Spider-Verse Prowler figure, which honestly is still pretty good, but I don't know if there's any company that's making one of these at all. I'm surprised that at least like yeah, the SH Figure Arts haven't. Like, they've been doing like they've been doing like the new Miles Morales, like Miles G Morales, I think it is. Yeah, that's the Prowler, and he looks cool. He looks fine. It's not my favorite design for Miles, but it was cool to see, and it was interesting. But I was just like, I'll get that at some point. It's not my priority of Spider-Man looks or Prowler, but I do like that he has like the claw hands, so that's nice. But you know, but I'm surprised that even like Sentinel hasn't done this, and they've done SP-DR, like the robot one with Penny Parker, and I need to get that one still. So I don't have the whole team. I still have one missing, anyways. I guess that'll be a next year kind of thing. I'm already thinking about next year. I can't believe that I'm already like, yeah, I can't believe that we're already here at like November. It's already nearly mid-November. This year has gone by so quick. So much has happened. All life is finding a way. And that way is very weird. All right. So then our next comparisons, ones that are just kind of unique dudes, one with a lot of teeth, and then one that just dresses nicely, have the Marvel Legends Demi-Goblin, or the Demogoblin, or the Demogoblin. I think it's the Demogoblin, which is basically Hobgoblin, but he's an actual demon. He's not just a guy in a costume. Like, this is like a real goblin demon. Like a demon goblin, yes. Oh. Can he... And this is a Build-A-Figure, by the way. Yeah, that was a Build-A-Figure. I have that whole wave. Can this... Excuse me. Spoiler, Tombstone, who looks badass. What the hey? Alright. Get this Chainsaw Man fixed. Get him back on camera. Stand up, you heathen. There he is. Just look badass and just stand there, please. Without the stand, because I want to do accurate heights. Yeah. And then the Demi-Goblin. Or the Demogoblin. Demogoblin? I can't remember what it is. But he's alright. A lot of teeth. I would say not as many as Chainsaw Man. No, I think Demigoblin's got him. Yeah, Demigoblin's definitely got him. Look how many teeth there are. He's even got that giant tongue thing too. Here. Okay. Well, if we're doing tongues, I guess we have to compare. Okay. This goblin is so stupid. Because this is also a Chainsaw Man thing, so. Look at the tongue. Look at the tongue. Oh. So weird. But that's their thing. That's the thing. Look at the close up. Super close up. But there they are. Looking pretty good. Why are you... This is very inconvenient. Can you... There. They just look pretty cool. And then the tombstone's pretty nice. As a nice kind of contrast to this. Can you... Just trying to get this light balance. I wish that I could actually control this on this YouTube app. It would be very nice if I could control my focus on my camera. But it's like, no, we're going to keep messing with it. All right. But there they are. Pretty cool little comparison. And then now, are going to get to my bigger size figure comparisons. So we'll move him back a bit more. Ignore the mess. Thank you to the 2 people who have still liked the video. Okay, so first, gonna go for something that I think is a bit ridiculous, but works pretty well. Kind of with this as a concept, as kind of like a weird animated kind of thing that I would probably expect from a show like Chainsaw Man, is Armadillo Man, the Build-A-Figure there. And okay, and so most of these are Build-A-Figures. I think there's only there's only 2 other Build-A-Figures. So yeah, there's only 3 of these, but the rest are just mega figs. But this is Armadillo. The Armadillo Build-A-Figure. I think that this would be a cool little duo, or even kind of a little, a battle to have. He does not stand very well either. He has been just laying around. And then we'll do another Build-A-Figure. Well, even this one is just... Yeah, so this one is just technically our only other Build-A-Figure, which is the Controller. And I know they don't really work in the same era, but he's just a cool figure. And I wanted to get him out anyways, because I think the Controller... I hate that he's in my storage, but it's just where he's gonna fit right now. So he hasn't really been on display or really done anything with, but he looks awesome. Honestly, probably one of my favorite Build-A-Figures. Just on the design and the colors and every all of the execution just there. And yeah, and the size is nice too. It's a very unique character. And I don't know if they work very well. It's as much as these two. It's I feel like these two work more. I mean, he took him out. I guess so, but all right. But controller's nice. Look at that Kirby Cracklehead. That's so cool. The control hand thing. I think he's like a controller man? Is he a TV remote? You can change the channels in your mind? I don't know. Comics are weird, bro. All right. So our next bigger figures. Keep going with Marvel Legends. Going with the Mega figures, ones that are kind of based off of Build-A-Figure molds, but these are specific ones that have been released in a pack with other figures. So we have the Marvel Legends Amazon exclusive, the Symbiote 3-pack Riot. Is it Riot? I think that's him. And then we have the Marvel Legends. Is this Target exclusive? I think this was. The Marvel Legends Space Venom from the 2-pack with Space Venom and Maniac, his little sidekick. And that was kind of more, I kind of associate that more with more of his Agent Venom days, just based on his other comic stuff. But I guess she was around when he was in the Guardians of the Galaxies as Space Venom. But of course, with this one, it has the alternate head with the teeth, and also has the giant claws there to kind of give him the parallel compared to Chainsaw Man. Have the two things that are coming out of your arms and have the crazy ass teeth. So pretty cool. And then also Riot's pretty good because he has also a different kind of claw hand. It also has the teeth thing going on there. But he's a little like, ha ha, ha ha ha. That's a good, that's a good joke, Venom. He's like, I wasn't joking. He's like, oh, that sucks. What do you think, Chainsaw Man? And Chainsaw Man's like, and they're like, oh, damn. That was a moment. Because he's just a Chainsaw Man. He can't speak. At least I don't think so. I wouldn't think so. In my mind, he's just kind of like, just like a demon. Because there's a literal, like, a devil woman in that show. A girl with devil horns, of course. So it's always weird. All right. But then now we're going to be moving on to Marvel Select with a couple of more symbiotes. And then we'll do one more figure and then we'll be done. So first, have the Marvel Select Carnage. Here, kind of another kind of like monster that I would kind of maybe expect Chainsaw Man to maybe fight. Like this kind of type of towering kind of mass, kind of having like the crazy claws and the weapons. and having to fight against those. And there's like other guys, I think, who have like different attachments and different weird powers. And then have the Marvel Select Anti-Venom, who is a very unique figure. It's kind of like its own. It's very much, yeah, it feels very much kind of like a bit older, because this kind of came a bit later. Was, I think, a little bit nicer and more taken care of and less hindered by the time, because this is kind of limited, but it's all right. And I think it's like, and I kind of like went towards it because of the crazy teeth as well that Anti-Venom has. I mean, look at that. They're purple. He barely even has really that much teeth. But it's there. And it's weird. It's so weird. This, why does it do? That's so annoying. Okay. All right. Now for our final comparison. Just one guy, one big dude who I've just thought was cool. And one I haven't really had out very much. But is very, say, underappreciated as a figure. That was a very loud sound. I apologize. If that went through. Okay. But there is our Titanium Man. The Marvel Select. Who is humongo. Big humongo man. He needs to be on the shelf, honestly. He's such a beautiful figure. It is a shame that I have to keep him in storage. I need to get a new shelf. I am ready for a new shelf. Let me tell you what, I've been ready for a new one. I just haven't done it. Because it's hard. Because I got to find the right time to finally do it and organize all this shit. And move out this giant thing. That's always like the hard part. It's like, all right, I gotta get rid of it. Then I gotta go buy it. Well, how do I get this out? How do I make the time to have all this shit everywhere and not be a problem? It's like, it's gonna be a while. Might be a bit. But we're running out of space, and that's what we're dealing with. So we're getting there. We are getting there on the precipice. I'm also still getting more different displays and stuff, so it's helping. We're going to get more organized. We're going to make this place look the best we can, hopefully by next year. Hopefully. I don't think it's going to happen by the end of this year, but hopefully next year. We are going to be upgrading, bro. We need to upgrade the setup. We need to upgrade everything. Titanium Man can just stay. He's just a bro, dude. He's just a bro. I feel like I don't know what's going on with this. Is that supposed to be? Is that skirt? I don't know. I'm trying to see what makes them look kind of awkward. Also hate that that's that way now, but all right. But there he is. Go. Can this thing? All right. So we're gonna start covering up this frame here. First, we're just gonna solve that problem. if this thing wants to do anything about it. All right. So first, I think we're going to grab our Goku and our Naruto side by side, because that's our two anime boys, our two main ones. Then, I think for more variety, keep on with anime. I guess we'll just... Okay, I'm going to do Trunks. Should I do Vegeta? I might as well do... Okay, we'll just do a Dragon Ball side. So, it's Vegeta next. Then I would say would be Piccolo. Piccolo might be in the back though, kind of by himself. That's what he kind of always does. He's always in the back, being like, "What's all this stupid stuff? This doesn't impress me very much." Then have Trunks. Work your feet. Okay. And then, since we don't have very much for Naruto, well, we don't have anything else for Naruto. We're just going to start doing our regular comparisons. Who do I want to do? I want to do you and you and you, maybe you, not you, probably you. Definitely gotta have this dude. Okay, so we're gonna bring in our fun one first. Oh, we'll get in Leatherface. Might as well. He feels like a good fit. Maybe he might be my back guy, but with the chainsaw, I feel like or maybe he can be like over here. So he's like third. So I have to get one more character kind of in the middle. You know what? We're just going to have that right there. He's just going to be there. And then we'll just get Matt Murdock over here. He actually is the tallest of the three anyways. Is he? No, it's still Leatherhead. He's got the hair's bigger. Then we'll get... Do want to get this Spider-Man. Do want to get Miles. Don't really need that or that. What's my priority figures? I guess it would be you and you for this. And then you, probably you, probably you. Okay. So I know what my priority ones are. Just have to figure out if I can fit anymore if I want to. We're going to put, okay, for fun, Spider-Man Noir is going in there because he just is great. Kind of in the shadows, but he looks great. Then we'll get Tombstone back there. We can get Demi-Goblin. Well, we want to do regular Spider-Man. He has to go somewhere. Do we get him in here? He's back there. He can fit. Oh, we can definitely do this. Where Miles is just like, what's going on? What is happening? Miles' reaction to all the Spider-Verse. Like, what the hell? Y'all are... What? Yeah, this is like some cold shit. I think I'm good, brother. I think I'm gonna head out. And then they all just jumped him. And he's like, no, I'm just not gonna do it. And they're like, it's canon. It's a canon event. You can't change it. And he's like, bro, watch me. I'm Spider-Man. I'm not even it. Yeah, I'm technically not even supposed to exist by your standards. But I do. And I'm Spider-Man. Bitches. Anything else? Put back there. I think I can get one more figure in here. Get my Demogoblin. Can move that a bit. Move Tombstone a bit over. Oh. I expected that. That's why we're being careful. I need to stop leaning on this table with all my weight. Okay. Alrighty, what's next? Things all my big guys now I can do. We definitely want to do... Okay, we'll put in Armadillo Man. Just for me personally. Because I just feel like he just works so well with this kind of group in this universe. And he's massive. He's a massive freaking figure. And look at that. I think it evens out. So what should be our last one? I would think... Okay. Okay. Are we vibing with a Venom or a Carnage? Because here is Venom. Who's pretty good. Not as big, but we can move him a little closer. Pretty good there, but then also have a Carnage, considering he's a bit spindly as well. But what do we think? What do we think is better? Even have Anti-Venom, still have Riot, have Controller. Controller would be neat. Kind of goes with Titanium Man, but I kind of feel like I need something different. And I don't know if Carnage is it. I think he might be too much, especially on the tentacle anime side. Controller? I mean, Controller just looks great. I mean, just the blues. This whole freaking thing, you just can't really see him because he's kind of hunched over. He just don't have the mass as much, and that's like the thing. It's like that these guys, yeah, like they have mass, but they're not like perfect. How about we just do, I'm just gonna do this Venom. Yeah, all right. Here we have, we'll do Venom. I think you get enough. Cool enough character. Yeah, so I think that's gonna be it. So yeah, so if y'all want to see any other comparisons or have any questions about this Total Anime Chainsaw Man figure and anything about anything on the table or anything in the display, if you want to see some other comparisons or have any questions, I'd appreciate it. Give y'all a couple of minutes, but while we wait on that, I'm going to plug all this stuff, so be sure to like this video, comment what you want to see here on the channel, whether it's more live streams, more videos, shorts, whatever. We're going to be posting all that stuff as usual. Live streams are always going. Shorts are coming up whenever I can get them done and edited, which is usually, hopefully, by the weekend or usually by the week after the live stream. I've been slacking, but I've been trying. I just gotta fit everything in a schedule, and it's not very consistent. Like, I've been trying to manage all my shit. Like, I was doing pretty well, like, for a while, but recently it's kind of dropping off. It's kind of hard. But we stay busy. The grind is is devastating. I'm like, oh, this is what this is? This is awful. Why do you want to live like this? I'm like, chill. I'm like, bro, we need to chill out, bro. You know what? Toy time. Talking time, hanging with y'all, having fun. Having a great time. What else? Subscribe. You know, the thing. Subscribe. I don't know what milestone I'm trying to hit now. I think I said I was gonna try to go for like 500. I'm only at like 200 something, so maybe I'll get like to 300 or something. That would be cool. I don't even know if I'm even close. I gotta look at it, but I keep forgetting all my stats. Like, I look at it like right before, and then I'm like, oh wait, it's been 2 hours later. It's been almost 3 hours later. I'm surprised I've been going this long. Holy shit. And it's only 10. This is crazy. All right. But yeah, and be sure to check out the Instagram. Go check out new pictures over there, new behind the scenes reels, and you know, stuff. I've been doing collaborations. See more pictures. See more art. But yeah. That's it. We're gonna check live chat one more time. Might give a couple more minutes just to chill, just to kind of get all of our bearings. But these figures look so good. So yeah, so I'll have to really think about seeing the other Total Anime figures and seeing how they kind of compare and think about what more I might want to add to my anime collection, because I have plenty of space for that. Yeah, that's a hole I can fill pretty quickly if I wanted to. I just haven't really been focusing on it. It's just been over there in its corner on a table looking sick next to the video game stuff, which has like the Mario movie stuff and like Steve and Sonic and all that shit. So yeah, just different things, different genres, different just something different. And it's a great figure. It's fun. I think overall, I think it is kind of like about a 7.5 we're putting in halves now. Out of 10. Just based on, yeah, just some basic quality issues, but overall, a fun figure, a cool looking figure. So, yeah, y'all have a good night. Be cool. Do good. Thank you. Goodbye.